Hello and welcome back to Garage 86. Now I know I said no more wiring and I meant it, but this may not be the case, because today one of the things I'm going to try and do is get this to have the red and white fog light in. So firstly I've got to do something mechanical. I've got to take the bumper off. Now on this car, most of it's the same as the normal 86, which is there's a bolt here and a bolt here. They look like 10 mils, and then there's little push fit clips just under here, similar to the ones that you'd normally find, like a smaller version of that with like the push pin in the middle, and then that will get sort of this area off. But because I've got all this stuff underneath, I think there's some screws at the bottom that just fix it to the chassis. So what I'll do is, rather than show that, because let's face it, there's not any other 14Rs around, so there shouldn't be too many people who need to know, I'll do all the swearing and cussing and get it off, and then I'll show you the fixing points on the bumper afterwards. So without further ado, let's get cracking on. Surprisingly, it's very much the same. So you still had the one pop clip here, but I didn't have any in the wheel arch as such. But as you can see down there, there were still the 3 fixings in the bottom and the 2 either side. And then it's loose, with the exception of to what looks like this one and this one, and then this section of the bumper and above looks like it will come off separately. Wish me luck and I'll show you how I get on. So it looks very different from the back, but it was mostly the same scenario. The only additional bit which I couldn't see with the bumper on was these little metal tabs here, which went through these ones down the bottom. So they were down there like that. If you can see, they fixed, those were the ones that fitted to the outside, and then these little tabs went into these panels here, but you couldn't get to them with the bumper on, so you then had to do the same sort of scenario with these from the inside. But then that's what it all looks like. So that really is chassis mounted. That's left exactly where it was before. Haven't had to touch it. But what I'm gonna do while the bumper's off is fit this TRD bracket, which should go on the inside there, and go from that to this, just as an extra strengthening beam. I have got all the TRD braces, but it says I've got to do them when everything is flat, so that's not going to really work if I jack it up to get to them. So I'll buzz those off and I'll show you how they go back on. But it's really just this fixing here and this fixing just under here, which is also mounted off that as well. There we go. Right, so it's got, luckily they put that hole there so you can sneak that through. This is a 14 socket, by the way. So that one comes off, and there's one just down here, but what I need to do is ensure that afterwards I support the bumper, because you can see that was holding on to it. And then same on this side, through there, like that. Let's turn that around so you can see. Like that. and the one underneath. Just there, like that. Now, this then just slides under, over, and sits on there like that, and then fixes in there like that. So, like for like, one of those nice easy mods, and whether I'll feel it or not, I don't know. I mean, I definitely won't feel it sitting in the garage, but I'm sure it must make some difference, because TRD don't generally just do dress up stuff, not to say they don't. There we go. So, flick this back to on. Just get them started, because these do actually stipulate that they need torque wrench. Oh, that's gone well, hasn't it? Oh, a Japanese rock. I'm going to do that with my fingers instead. Right, that's that one on. You really think I would have learned from the first one, wouldn't you? But no. Who put an exhaust there? That's really inconvenient. There it is. Got it. Let's try that again, shall we? So, let's move that slightly, that seems a little unsettled, that's better. Now, the two fixings both need different Newton meters, not massive difference between them, but the top one says 45, so that's this one, in the inside says 45, and this one underneath says 50. So let's set that to 45. Let's turn that round. Set that to 45. Probably could have done them up with the gun a little more, but hey. That one's 45. Let's do this one. And then we switch it up to. Oh no, it's not. Oh yes, it is. I was looking at the wrong. Starting to sound like a panto, aren't I? There we go. That's 50, and that is for the ones underneath. There we go. And then this one. There we go. Right. So I just take this off there for a second so you can bask in its glory. So as you can see, there's another brace behind the brace, which I'm sure will add all the strength to the car. But then I just wanted to show this as well. That, where are we? No, zoom out. There we go. That hole there is the bung that the end of the wiring for the real for the fog light comes through. So it goes through that bung there into here down to that point. And as you can see on the back of the bumper, there it is there, fixed along those clips to that rear light cluster there with the bulb on it. So that's what we're going to try and change, get the wiring set up for that. So that will be MOT ready. Then we can get the bumper back on, but see how it goes. Now this is the Loom now, with the lights all set up, the 3 cables running. And I didn't really like the way that it was set up before with the, where is it at? This connector for the fog light, and then another wire coming off for the, oh god, where are my words today? One coming off for the rear fog and the other coming off for reverse. So instead, cut it all up, wired it into the Loom. Pushing the 3 cables into this was an absolute nightmare. There was only 2 before, but you can see pretty much the same. I'm going to tape this all up. Got the bung back on there as well. Make sure it's all okay, but I just want to test it first. Just to make sure before there's no breaks or anything like that and it actually works. So if I take it to the car, I'm just going to sit it on the mat there like that. And then I'll plug the connector in. So at least if I put it here, should be able to spin around and show you it working. So unlock the car. Annoyingly, you have to have it plugged in to, sorry, you have to have it switched on to make it start. Right. So if I go into reverse, there we go, and off, and then fog light, switch on the headlights, there we go. Don't worry, I did turn it off just then. And then this is another job I've done as well, which is wiring in for the auto-dimming rear view mirror. Sorry about the lights there, quite blinding. So let me get that all taped up and I will show you it going back. On the bumper side, let me just show you this. So it had these little clips here, which just hold these in position like that. 2 of those, one there, one there. A nice tie wrap here, and then it just plugs into that there. But yeah, give me a minute to get it all wrapped up. Got some black tape and some Loom tape. Get it fitted properly, run through the bumper, because it still fits in the standard hole, which is just down here, and then runs along to the light, which is just there. And then I'll set up the other cam and show you it going in. Now before I get it on the car, this was just to show it in position. This just presses in like that. Got a little bit of movement. Connected all the other connectors like they were before. Got to snip this tie wrap down. And then take it back to the car and just plug it in. Now, here we go. See how this all goes on. Make sure it all fits okay. least start it off. Right, then up it goes. Well, this could be easier. Oh dear. Now, when putting it back, the first thing I've got to try and do is those little metal tabs down there. I've got to try and get these into there. So wish me luck, because I kind of need to set up there like that, but without being fixed. Oh, okay, one sec. What I do first, stay, is put these fixings back so that the rods don't move. So these are just little screws like that. Who put that bumper there? And they just push through from the bottom to hold those little metal brackets. I've got on there. No. That's it. Right. Do that back up. It's all a voyage of discovery, this, isn't it? Back to that one. This one looks like it's right where it needs to be. It won't be, but looks like it should. There we go. That one's doing up. There we go. Right, let's try the same this side. Push it up and slightly away. There we go. Oh, would have helped if I didn't put this here in advance, wouldn't it? Is that? Yeah. Right, now let's get it up. Oh, cue the 3 hours later meme. I'll get back to you. This is just to show you what space you're working with. Don't know if you can see, but that's the little hole down there that has to fit through the plastic retaining tab. So it's just one of these, and you have to try and get it through that hole just here onto the metal bit below. So if you don't excuse me, I'll put the camera down. And a considerable amount of swearing later, there we go. That wasn't fun at all, was it? But it's done. So this side is all back together. It's a bit more gappy than I'd like, but I'll play with that a little bit later. And just to show you how it goes together on this side, you can see in the wheel well down here, you've got one of those push fixings like that, and then that just clips in like that. Nice. And then underneath you got 3 of these, so they just make your life miserable because you can't blooming see. Now let me see if I can put some light on the situation. Added a bit of light to hopefully make my life a bit easier. There we go, that one went in. Number 2. That one went in. It's always the 3rd one that's difficult. This one didn't line up at all on the other side, so I'm guessing it probably won't here either. Oh, there we go. Now that's all buttoned up, as you can see, connected there. Runs along into the standard clip, a little bit of weight excess there, and then fits into that bung at the back, which comes all the way along the front of the bumper, longer than the normal one, to this light here. I did have to extend the cabling slightly, but nothing major. But what I'll do is I'll jump in the car and I'll leave that fixed camera there, start it up, we'll do reverse and we'll do fog, and we'll see what we get. Everything back together, even inside. So I'm going to move on to another job now, but first just got to give you this old video of how I got to this stage, and then we'll try and get the mirror installed. I think it's in the car. Let's see. Another random one to start this time. Hopefully going to be able to change this out to the auto-dimming rear view mirror, because hated it on the MX-5 when you used to get lorry lights or van lights or whatever coming behind you and just blinding you. So unpopular choice, but I'm going to try and change the JDM one for the USDM one. So first things first, got to take this panel out. Because I noticed under here there should be 2 connectors, but there's only one, so we're going to have to probably change this whole wiring loom here. But I'm going to get these 2 out, have them side by side and check what the deal is. But first things first, got to drop the roof liner down, so need to get my tool, pry tool under here to get that down. one simple disconnect, and then there's 2 screws on each one of these, here and here, and then 2 pick tools in there will pull that off. So let me get started. So bring this down first, and then that's just a 1 connector there on the light, and then this and this. So this comes out, I stick in 1 pick in the back, 1 pick in the front, and then that comes down nice and easily, and then we've got the 2 screws on there. So I'll do this one as well, just to get this out of the way, and then I'll see if I can move you closer and show you what's going on up there. Just 2 standard Phillips screws here, but in the Japanese and some of the US models, these actually have lights in under here, so you can see. So I had to find a specific harness that would have all the same features that my one had, but with the added plug to put the what's it called? Sorry, the dimming mirror on. So if I just disconnect this like that, lean over and do the same this side. One, 2. That'll lower itself down, and yet again, just 1 quick, hopefully quick, disconnect there. I swear these things play me up when I'm on camera. There we go. Right. Now, I'll bring you around this side, and then I'll show you what's going on up there. So, this is the other side of the car. You've got this 1 connector just here that runs up there and then has all these connectors on it up in the roof. So now that I've disconnected all that, it's just a case of pulling the headliner down like that, and then you can just see the loom that runs across the top there. So I'll get that out first, because to be honest I think it's just this 1 clip here, and then all the push fixings as we go up here, and then it's taped on the top. So let's just try. Okay, that's that removed. Where's my pick tool? Or a small screwdriver, as it were. No, let's use the plastic one. Where did that go? Out there, of course it did. Ugh. These things are never fun, are they? Give me a minute. So that's those off. Was just what I thought, just a bit of persistence. And then look, these are just taped to the roof lining, so these will all come out. And then I'm just gonna have to check, oops, that the wiring is the same. But I did do a bit of research, so fingers crossed, got it right. Let's get that out from under the clip. This one should just pull out. And then there's one that goes all the way over the other side, which was for the other light on this. Take this side out as well, make my life a little bit easier. Right, so I only need this one. God, they take that one down, didn't they? Didn't want that one going anywhere. Right, so hopefully now everything is the same, except for that additional fixing. Come on, you. Right, I'll grab it from the other side. This is the one out of the car. So these are your two vanity mirrors, I suppose you'd want to call them. This was just an additional clip that isn't used. This goes into your overhead light, and then this connection goes to the loom on the A-pillar. So I sourced this one from the States, from 541 Motorsports, but they wouldn't send it, so I had to get a friend of mine, Jay, from the States to do it for me. Much appreciated to him. Of course they put stuff on it to keep it together. There's some cutters. Oh, sorry, I'll use a knife. Apparently I won't. So I'm just going to lay these side by side and just check that everything is the same with the addition of the extra plug. And then I'll just have to have a look at the wiring. So, laid out, those bits are the same, round to here, yeah, and then round to here, yeah, everything's the same. And this is the connector, the additional connector for the rear view mirror. So just need to check the wiring, make sure that that is the same, but all the colours look like they match. So we've got green and black for that, red, white and black there, grey, green, yeah. Then this one, which is additional. Then on this side we've got grey and blue, grey and green. And here is the thing I'm uncertain of. So we've got two extra pins in this one, brown and blue. So what I'll just have to have a look at is see whether those wires go anywhere on that connection. Now after I shot that last video, you can see that that's now there, ready to accept, that this is now there, ready to accept the mirror. You can see it's quite a long cable, can tuck all that back up there. I must admit I cheated though. I did employ a auto electrician because when I connected this one up to this one, I noticed there was no black, which is the neutral, negative, and there was no third cable. Now, one of them that was there was the live, so that was okay. But we had to then connect that to a point down there just to get a neutral earthing point. And then this red one had to go all the way round into the footwell over there for a reversing point, because the idea is when you have the mirror up there and it's auto dimming, if you put the car in reverse, it needs that to turn off the auto dimming so that you've got a full range of view. Whether it's important or not, I wasn't really sure, but I just thought I'd add it anyway. But now let me show you removing this mirror and putting that one in. Oh, let me show you the kit first. So this is the kit number here, H501 SSA 041. And what it comes with is a new retaining clip. But I'll show you all of this when we take that one off. And this rather chunky boy is the adapter that just replaces this smaller one back here. And then this is a little plastic cover that just goes between the two from there to there to just hide that so you don't have to see it. But I'm going to change to this setup and then I'll show you all that going on. Now, first things first, as you always want to do, disconnect the battery, because obviously we are connecting things together and we don't want anything to get hairy or any issues to occur. Let me just tap that back in. But first things first, you want to take this and rotate 90 degrees, and then that old version comes off. And then, not sure if you can see, let me take a still. I'll just pop that up now. That shows you the old clip that we have to take out, which you can just pinch both sides together or use a flathead screwdriver just to remove. I might resort to that actually. I need my screwdriver anyway. Right, so there we go. That pin is out. And then we've got the new one to go in, which has slightly different shape to it. This is the old, this is the new. So similar thing, push it in at the top and then it just pops into place like that. And you've then got this little bracket here. Hopefully you can see that. And that slides up underneath and falls into place like that in there. Then this bracket goes on next, which just slots over the top like that. And then the screws go in and through. So those two mounting brackets line up with that one there. Might just change. That should be alright. So pop that through there, over the top, and then hopefully you can make it line up with the one underneath. Can be a pain by the looks of it. Oh, have we found it? go, that's one. Let's get the other one. Feels pretty tight on there now. So those two screws are done up. Let me just get another quick snapshot for you. And that's what it looks like at the moment. And then we slide this down on top. Like that. Is that on there? Sorry about that, I had to get the other screw bit. So that's nice and tight on there now. I noticed a bit of play when I slid this on at first, so I took it back off and redid everything up. Like that. But then what you've got in there as well is a Torx bit, which is a 20. And the idea is you do that one up and it just holds it all together. So it's nice and firm. And then what I should have shown you on the back is this connector just slots in to the bottom of the mirror, just yeah, and then clicks in. I'm sorry, I've moved the camera. Don't want my face, do you? There you go. So yeah, that clip just goes in there, and then retrieve some of the cable back up here, like that. And we've just got this to go into it. So that just fits over our cable. That bit tucks under the headliner. My concern was that when this slotted in to the top of the mirror like that, it didn't actually go under the headliner. But what I just noticed, which is nice, is that actually slides up. So you can just pull that upwards, which slots it under there, and then you see a lot less than you saw before. And then all that stands left to do is reconnect your light, overhead light, pop that back in position like that, have it on off so it doesn't go crazy all the time. I've still got this to put back, but I'll do that in a second. And then I will just go and connect the battery and we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck. Right, so battery connected. Don't know if you can see it up there, but the compass just worked out which way we were facing. It's difficult to see on the camera, but if you do hide it, it does slightly lighten. But I think it's quite a difficult thing to view when you're in a lit garage with light all around you. But yeah, I'm going to call that a success. It's another job to tick off the list. And I think that's it for today, really. So it's been a while since I've done a sign-off sitting here, so I thought I would, just to say, I think that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you've been helped by anything you've seen or you've got any questions, please do feel free to ask them in the comments section. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be awesome. Always appreciated. But yeah, basically, thanks for watching Garage 86, and I'm pretty much done with wiring now. There's one more job, but that'll probably be later in the year. So I hope to get a few more exciting jobs done that you can see soon. So yeah, please keep watching. Thanks again. See you later.